All right, party people. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, we looking good. All right, all right. Yepper, yepper, yepper. We are on it, on it, on it. So I just want to say again, congrats to all the notaries, especially the members of the channel. Man, y'all are tearing it up out there. Y'all are getting your orders. Y'all are doing closings. I'm very, very proud of y'all. Y'all are stepping out there, taking the bull by the horns, the cat by the tail, the dog by the ear, whatever you want to call it, the monkey by the hand, and you're going out here and doing it. And I really, really, really appreciate y'all not sitting around and just not doing anything, and just constantly being afraid. So the first thing I need everybody to do is hit the like button, because when you hit the like button, YouTube continues to push out the notifications for the video. Also feel free to comment in there. I'm trying to think. Oh, let's see here. And I gotta change some stuff real quick on one thing because I forgot to take out some stuff with my stream elements. I believe it's this one. All right, hold on one sec, y'all. I think this is it. I hope this is the right account. Yep, this is the right account. Okay. So I gotta take out some of my chat bot stuff. Okay, turn that off. And then that, hit the like button. All right, cool. Okay. All right. Just had to turn that stuff off. If y'all hear some noise in the background, my son washing clothes and he got the washing machine all off balance and stuff. And the thing is on spin cycle. So, how's everybody week been? I know y'all ain't really seen much of me this month, for was putting a lot of videos out. Um, and primarily because I've been busy doing signings. I was just doing the numbers, and so far, if nothing changes till the end of the month, I will have done 85 this month, and I think that's the highest I've ever done. Um, I did 47 between the first and the 15th of the month, and between the 16th and the 30th. So far, I'm at 38. So I didn't realize it was rolling like that. I mean, I'm just doing them, doing them, doing them. I honestly will be at about 95 because last this Saturday I'm not doing any, and last Saturday I didn't do any. So had I done some this Saturday and last Saturday, also if you would have stuck in there some that came up that I could have just went and did, but honestly, logistically, it was just going to be too hard for me to get to them in time because they was very last minute. I would easily be at 95 signings this month. And by the time I realized how far along I was like, man, if I had realized this sooner, I would have pushed it. I would have pushed it to try to get 100. But that's how much is still coming through. Of course, the fees aren't what they used to be. And yes, you're still waiting a good little bit to get paid. So there's stuff that I did in March I haven't even gotten paid for yet, and they'll probably be at the beginning of next month. There was a couple of appointments. I'm trying to get doctor's appointments set up for myself and my wife. Chiropractic appointments and all of that. VA disability appointments and stuff. So it's been interesting. So this month, I've been tired. I've been on the road a lot. Been doing a lot of quick videos in the car, as y'all seen. Did one today at the Starbucks. Done a lot of videos for the channel members. Talking to them about stuff, and then also I've been spending a lot of time in the evenings with the channel members, helping them out, getting ready for their first, second, third, their signings with document reviews and everything. So It's been wild. You know what I'm saying? It's been wild. Good evening to you, Susan. Good to see you. Yeah, we gotta talk because you called me and I was busy and I forgot to call you back. I forgot to call you back. My bad on that. And you knocked out four, should have been five, but phone didn't ring. The amount of alerts was, yeah, yeah, it was crazy because it's the end part of the month and people they trying to get them in. Now, case in point, so Monday was no yesterday. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm thinking Monday. So yesterday, yeah, the 25th, I had a reverse mortgage that popped up. It was for 4 o'clock. I was like, all right, cool. I'll go ahead and knock that out. And I was like, no problem. 4 o'clock, get that done. Well, what ended up happening, it got pushed back to 7 o'clock. I was like, and I told them I could do it at 7. So they said, okay, no problem, do it at 7. I'm on my way. So by 6:30, I'm like, where's the documents? Oh, we don't know. The loan officer for the reverse mortgage called me and said, hey, we're gonna print them at the office. I said, cool. As I'm pulling up to the building, I get a phone call that said from her, and she says, I can't print because my new computer is not connected to the network. So I can't even print. This title company was supposed to be emailing me the documents. They never emailed them to me. She said, well, can you go to the Office Max around the corner? We'll make sure you get reimbursed. I said, okay, cool. I prefer to go back home and print, but following directions, no problem. I get over to Office Max. I get the documents. I download them. I set it all up on the printer to print. Go to print, and it says, "Hey, here's the pages that you have: 8.5 by 14 sizes, 8.5 by 11s, and 11.2 by 8.5." And I'm like, "Whoa, 11.2." Well, because I'm just printing from the printer, it's asking me to put in the custom tray, the paper size 11.2 by 8.5. And I'm like, there is no such thing as 11.2 by 8.5. Now, of course, if you're using your computer, you can hit the fit button and it'll squinch it in there. But I didn't have time to try to figure that out on the copier, and trying to get the staff when I mentioned it to them, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, okay. So I had to call her, tell her, hey, look, I got to drive all the way home and reprint this thing, print it out myself from home. And that's what I ended up doing. So there were some orders that was coming in that was like, hey, can you do it at order at 9 o'clock or 9:30? And I could have did a couple. It was like two orders that was for late night yesterday, the 25th. But when the thing started getting back, I like I can't do it because if I'm stuck here at the reverse mortgage for a long time, I don't want to say that I can do it and then So I had to pass on those, and I didn't get out of that reverse mortgage until probably nine something, and everything. So it can happen like that, But I've done closings with this reverse mortgage loan officer, and she was very happy. It was the product was with Mutual Omaha. Very simple to do, easy, 220 some pages, but we got it done. The couple was a little upset because they had to wait for so long, but we got it done. And that was the important thing. And see, the question that I have is going in line with the thing, talking about, the road to grow, to notary business growth. Are you willing to do that for the client? Or are you all about quick, 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 fast, fast, fast? If you are, and like I was talking to one of the members, they was asking me about how to get faster. I said, the more correct you are, the faster you get. And if you can do things correctly, speed will come. Sometimes it's not about speed, it's about just availability. Can you be there for them? It's about some intuition. Can you realize I better not take another order because this is already a little off and a little quirky. So let me make sure I put my full attention to this here closing. And keep in mind, anytime somebody's supposed to close at a certain time, and then all of a sudden, and thank y'all for hitting the like button. I forgot to put my banners up. Anytime the signing gets pushed back more than an hour and a half, 2 hours, Your focus needs to be on that. You need to be thinking and concentrating on that, and don't be worrying about no other closings. Hopefully, if you don't have any. And that's what I had to do, because the couple is going to be upset. The loan officer is going to be nervous because they, told them this stuff is going to be done. And when you get to the thing of the title, putting the documents together and things aren't right, it's out of the loan officer's hands sometimes. So you come in and make everything nice and easy, and you do the stuff right the first time. The signatures, the dates, the initials, boom, 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 and you're good to go. And that's all I did. And I came in, got it done. The husband, he was a little tense and upset because it's late. His stomach was growling, so he was hungry. His wife, she was a little up, you can tell she was a little upset because it should have happened at 4 o'clock. They may have had plans, and this disrupted all of that. So you don't want to be the notary that's sitting there, especially after they've already gone through all the counseling. They know what the documents are, trying to laboriously explain each and everything of 200 and some pages to them. And all I did was let the loan officer handle that. Loan officer went over there, made sure the questions was answered. I got in, I got out, everybody was happy. And that's the key thing. So I would like to hear from y'all. And thanks for all your comments and everything. What Serenity said? She had my first for my second direct. Okay. Realtor's office. That is good. That is good with you. Mapped in, floating in the house. All right. Yeah, alerts was like, ooh, I mean, yeah, it was ringing off the chain these last couple of days. These last couple of days was off the chain. So I would like to hear from y'all. And again, thanks for hitting the like button. So that YouTube will send the notifications out. So tell me, what are some of the things that you have found that will help your notary business grow? Because that's what the theme is tonight, growth and success. So put in the chat what you have figured out or seen that can help your notary business grow for you. Now, I'm not talking about what notaries, plural, can do. I'm talking about what you have found for you. Now, some of it can be for everybody, but right now I'm talking about what you have seen for you. What are some of the things that you've seen, or maybe you've realized that you needed to do in order to have some level of growth and success? Because you can grow something, but it don't necessarily mean it's going to produce fruit. So you can grow a seed and then it comes out the ground and it puts out leaves, like in the Bible, the fig that didn't have any figs on it. I got a tomato plant downstairs. It's up, but ain't no tomatoes on it. So you can grow something to be seen, but it's not necessarily producing anything. So what are some of the things that you found in your business that you needed to do to grow, as well as to be successful, excuse me, in this notary business? What's going on? What's going on, Wanda? Good to see you. So organization, okay. So what I'm gonna do, just so I can keep track of something, I'm gonna write some of this. I'm gonna write this stuff down. So organization. All right. Main thing is networking. That has been a big success. Okay. Networking. Now we got 19 people up in here. I know y'all, I know these ain't the only 2 people, 21 people. Okay. Professionalism. All right. Oh, spelling stuff wrong and looking right at it. But y'all can't see, I just spelled it. All right. It says price my service correctly in my area. Okay. Okay. Correct pricing. Mm-hmm. And be available. Yep. As I always say, the number one way to market your business, this is my phrase. Don't be trying to steal it, y'all, because I will come get you. But the number one way to market your business is to be ready to do business. All right. All right. And available when people need me. All right. Availability. Mm-hmm. All right. Yep. Answer the phone. And you can look at that as being called responding. Um, to be successful with customer service. All right. Now, with customer service, you got to understand what the job is. Not saying that you don't about it, but just as a general thing, a lot of people say customer service, but you don't even realize or understand fully what being a notary is all about and what your role is as a notary in order to provide the customer service that you're supposed to do in the role that you play. Sometimes we're trying to offer customer service based on somebody else's role. What I'm doing, what they would do, I'm taking on their responsibility when it's truly not your responsibility, and you're calling that customer service. Mm-mm. First, always focus on the customer service for the job that you're doing. Okay. Um, taking orders when they come in that work with your schedule. That is good. So that's availability too. Stay knowledgeable on the laws. That's right. Knowledge of laws. Yep, post your phone number and answer. Okay, we got that down. Um, I'm a digital planner, so carry my planner, iPad. Okay, so keeping up with your schedule, so organization, and then keeping up with your schedule. All right, all right, with schedule. Now, there's something that y'all haven't mentioned. There's something that y'all have not mentioned. No one has mentioned this, and it's two things really that y'all haven't mentioned. But one thing that y'all have not mentioned that can really help your business grow and be successful. And is let's see here. Share your business cards wherever you go, get a lot of referrals, repeat business. That's good. So we call that, we'll say that's part of the marketing. All right. There's one thing that's missing, and I'm going to put it in here. I'm gonna do it as a banner. All right. Goals. Goals. What are your goals? Because the goals is what's really going to drive you. Because everything you do, does it help you toward your goal? Networking. Okay, you're networking to create what type of connection to help you toward what goal? Is there a goal to have 3 direct clients? Okay, well, then your networking should help you toward that. If you're just networking just to meet people, but there's no end goal, and you can meet people, but is that person you met somebody that's going to help you toward that goal? You see what I'm saying? So, right, hold on a second. Somebody keeps putting me in these group texts, and I wish I could figure out how to get rid of them to block everybody that's in that group text so I don't keep getting numbers from them. But goals. So, what drives me is the goals. Because when you say taking order, so you say, okay, organization. So by being organized, it helps me toward what goal? By networking toward what goal? Professionalism toward what goal? Because if I'm professional, that means I can open the door up for me to get more orders. Well, how many more orders do I want? Because by being organized, I can figure out how many orders that I can handle. I can do 85 orders if I'm organized. If I'm not organized, then how many orders can I really do at this level of organization? So if my level of organization is here, and I want to have the number of orders that I do up here, does the level of organization, does my level, ELEVEL of organization, my organizational level match with having this much work coming in, whether by numbers or dollar amount. And when I say numbers, I'm talking about the number of orders or the dollar amount for those orders. How do I get there? Correctly pricing. If you price right, it can help you toward your goal. So my biggest goal is, of course, the overall dollar amount. Okay, the overall dollar amount, but then I got to have so much work because let's just say your goal is $6,000 a month. You're not going to get 10 orders that's going to equal to $6,000 most of the time. I mean, if you do, great. But then the question is that going to happen every single month? So when you have your annual goal and you back it down to your by your semi-annual goal, to your quarter goal, to your monthly goal, to your weekly goal, to your daily goal, it all got to line up. And a lot of notaries are out here I'm just doing business. I'm just out here, even for like apprentice and anybody who's working a full-time job, set you a goal. And then everything should move you toward that. And then you can be like, okay, I'm gonna just hover here. Because here's the thing: when you go full time, you being disciplined and setting goals to do, say, 20 orders a month as a full-time employee and running this business is going to help you, because then you're going to need to be able to continue to maintain those 20 that you got and then build on that to do more. But if you never got disciplined in doing the 20 orders when you had all this other stuff going on, you may not be disciplined when you have nothing else going on, because you're like, I got all this free time. So you have to develop the discipline now before you go full time. And that's what I did. And that's where, and it's in the pinned comments, the link to this book right here in the pinned comments, Atomic Habits. This is the other thing, having good business habits. Okay. Good business habits, which means you have to understand business. You have to understand what running a business is. So if you're trying to grow your business, the road to notary business growth is centered in you understanding the business that you're in, understanding the core factors of being a business owner, and developing good business habits. And then you can set goals that can move you toward that. The question is, how many of us really have goals outside of saying, I want the $10,000 a month that I see everybody advertising market on TV or on YouTube? I mean, okay, that's nice. That's what they want. But what do you want? What can you actually handle? If you can't handle it, then why are you trying to achieve something that you don't even have the infrastructure for? Because you get all of this and then you next round, and then it just tears your whole business up because you really don't know how to manage it properly. That's what happened with some signing company owners. They became signing company owners, and then next thing you know, here they go from making, say, $8 or $9 or $10,000 a month as a notary to 30, 40, 50,000 or more as a signing company owner. And they just thinking, okay, woohoo, I got all this money. And they haven't planned out properly for the downtimes. They haven't stacked any money away. They haven't opened up any proper line of credit so that they can pay people in a timely manner and keep things running. They haven't set up other business connections with other avenues to have work come in so that they can continue to feed notaries, which can keep them fed. So there's a lot of misplanning. So what is the goal and what are you doing? Do you see what you need to do? So, yep, after they said stay up for late, I mean, not stay up for late, with state laws, time management, integrity, and accountability. Okay, good. You got the book. Yep. So small goals then will increase as you go. And that's the key, right? Do we set goals at the beginning or as you grow in your business? Both. Both. You set goals right then and there. It's like, okay, when I first got started, I said, and again, I probably have an advantage on most people because I had other businesses that I've done and that running. So I was like, what's my goal? And I was doing Grubhub, DoorDash, ship. I was doing all these other gig jobs, and I said, okay. And thank y'all again for hitting the like button and sharing. Share on your social media that we up here tonight. And I I had a goal that, okay, when I was doing Amazon Flex, I wanted at least $2,000 a month. When I was doing Grubhub, I wanted I think probably I wanted at least, like when I did it on the weekends, my goal was $100 a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So my goal with Grubhub was to do $100 on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at least $150 between Monday and Thursday. So you talking about $450 a week. That was my goal. Ideally, I wanted 500, but I set it as Monday through Thursday. I want to pull in at least 150, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I want to make $100 each day. And that was my goal, and I was making it. Okay. Then when I was doing Amazon Flex, delivering the packages, I wanted $2,000 a month. I was doing that. Okay. Then I work in a part-time job. That was no real goal. It was just make whatever I could. And then with the other gig economy stuff, I had other little smaller goals. So when I became a notary and I started doing this business, I was like, okay, what's my first goal? Well, my overall goal was to make enough money to where I can get rid of all the gig stuff. All of that gig economy stuff I wanted to get rid of. Want to get rid of the Grubhub, the DoorDash, the Instacart. I wanted to get rid of all that. So while other people was laughing at me, people used to laugh at me for doing it, but I was doing everything. I said I want to get rid of that. Okay. Postmate. I was doing all of that. That was my overall goal. But then I said, okay, which gig economy job was bringing me in the least amount of money? Okay, that's the first one. I'm gonna make enough money from the notary to replace that one, then a little bit more money to replace the next one, then the next one. I want to get off this part-time job. I want to let go of Amazon Flex. I want to do this or that. Boom, boom, boom. So I set these small little goals, and I ended up being patient. But that's another thing I don't think anybody mentioned: patience. If you don't have patience, if you're under stress and anxiety to do this business or any business, you're going to have struggles. Think about that. Think about some of the struggles that you have in this business. Is the struggle you're having in this business centered around your lack of patience? You want it now. Is that going on with you? If it is, then you got to learn how to be patient and set yourself a small goal and then knock that out. Now, we can say we do that when we talk about the credit card bill, pay the small one, then roll the money over to the next higher one, then the next, and then the next, and the next. Same thing here. What's a simple goal that you can meet? Well, based off of my schedule with my wife, my husband, my kids, I can do 3 a week. Okay, then do those 3 and do them well. But I need the 10,000. I don't care what you. You don't need $10,000 starting off. What you need is the proper discipline and focus to do the 3 that you know you can do. You need the proper discipline and focus to do the 3 that you know you can do. Now, once you have successfully done those 3, and not just for 1 week, but for multiple weeks in a row, and it's a part of you, and you know each time you wake up on a Sunday, so it's going from Sunday through Saturday. When you wake up on Sunday, because you know orders can be coming in on Sunday, we'll just say Monday. So from Monday through Friday, we'll just cut to the week, give you the weekend off. So from Monday through Friday, you know that my mindset is carve time out to do 3. And when you have that discipline, then you can add in 2 more. And not even 2 more a week, but just 2 more for the overall month. So the first week of the month, I did 3. The second week, I did 3. Well, the last 2 weeks of the month, because things got a little bit busier, I did 4. So I just added in 2. And it didn't disrupt you. See, when you're not disciplined at the 3, if the opportunity came up for you to do 5 or 6 in a week, it's going to disrupt you because you're not disciplined and you're not ready for it. I don't know. I'll keep seeing this glare. Sorry about that. Y'all know I be getting distracted. But that's the thing. So I had to develop the discipline for this. And many of us don't have the proper discipline for this. What we have is instant gratification syndrome. We want everything right here, right now. And if it ain't here right now, then I got to get out of here. And the sad part is we have this spend more money on the problem syndrome, thinking that if I spend more money, it'll make the problem go away and I'll be able to get what I want. But at no time are you disciplined. And I don't even think most trainers out here talk about being disciplined. Maybe not if they're watching this video, but a lot of them don't really talk about being disciplined. They are disciplined, but they don't talk about being disciplined. There's nothing wrong with taking training, but none of the training is any good unless you have good business habits. Click the link in the description and get yours today. I'm not getting paid for it. Well, I'm not a sponsor for this. They're not sponsoring the channel and everything. You use my Amazon card, Amazon throw me like 2 cents or 3 cents for each time you buy a book. But here's the thing. If you're not disciplined, it don't matter how much training you take. If it's not in you to be disciplined, if it's not in you to be focused, if it's not in you to be organized, to network, be professional, price stuff correctly, show yourself available, to have knowledge of the laws. If none of that is a part of who you are as a notary, then how are you going to do this business? How? There's no way you can do it. Let's see what some of the comments say. Love the comments. Love these comments. Without my support system, I would easily be doing 75% less since I have 2 young children, but thankfully due to my support, I'm doing 10 a week. That is excellent. Hey, Griff, someone wants me to do a Ron and I'm on dot verify, but have not done one. Can you? Yes, I can help. Here's my number and shoot me a text with your stuff. Shoot me a text and I'll get with you and maybe we can do something this weekend and we can talk through that and everything. All right. So there's my number and we can get you set up and show you what to do, because I actually do a class on Doc Verify where I walk people through from start to finish, and that's just $100. So if you want to do that, let me know. But we can but if you just want to talk and just talk you through, that's free. That's free. But if you need me to actually sit down and pull up Doc Verify and show you everything from start to finish, then yeah, that's just I just charge a small fee of $100 for that and everything. So you just tell me, we'll talk, and then you let me know which way you want to go, and we'll get you taken care of. And thank y'all for hitting the like button and sharing. So if you really want to be successful in anything, you got to learn it. And that's one of the things, and like somebody said, learn your notary laws. But then you also just have to understand the flow of the business and the community that you're with. So a lot of people don't like doing loan closing. There's nothing wrong with not liking to doing loan closing. Nothing wrong with doing other stuff. But here's the thing. Is the other type of notary business opportunities really viable in your area? So if you don't like loan closing, which may be very viable in your area, but you want to do apostille or estate planning, the question is, are you do you have the economic base for estate planning? Because if the people in your economical area where you live at are not on the level of financially on the level of doing estate planning, they're not in the mental mindset to do estate planning, they don't want to understand it, they're not trying to understand it, you marketing something that is not important to them is not going to benefit you financially, which means now you got to put together a plan to go elsewhere outside of your realm, physical realm of your neighborhood or your side of town, and go market to people somewhere else. And then you got to make sure that you do it in a particular way that they can feel comfortable and trust you in that, hey, yes, attorney, I'm a notary and I can provide you support. And then you have to have the, as we talked about earlier, availability. You got to answer the phone. You got to provide great customer support. So a lot of people don't want to do certain aspects of the business, but when they try to do other parts of it, that part isn't popping in their area. It's not really happening. So you say, "Well, I want to do apostille." Okay, but if the apostilles, if the only way your state is taking the apostille paperwork is face to face for quick service, okay, that's cool. But you're 3 hours away from your state capital. Who's going to pay you that high a fee to drive 3 hours there? That means you're really only going to be able to do one a day. Or if you have multiple ones, you tell them, "Hey, we all need, get y'all stuff together, and then I go up there this one time, not do it, and then come on back." So you have to look at the logistics of doing these other things, whether it's commercial real estate, working direct. Okay, if you trying to work direct at a home builder site, but there's no home builders in your area, or the home builder that you're trying to work for, the prices of the houses are too high, so nobody's trying to buy them, or the construction of them is too cheap, so nobody wants to buy them. What good does it do you to have a direct client as a home builder when they can't even sell the houses they have? If they can't sell the houses, then you can't get paid. So you have to look at all of that. See, a lot of people keep saying, "Oh yeah, do this and do that and that and did," but when you really think about it, there's some other factors involved. And if you're trying to grow your business and be successful, that's why I said earlier, if you can grow your business and have 3 direct clients, but are you being successful, meaning getting paid? Because the payment of your services, it was successful. You can get 2 or 3 title companies to agree to give you business. The question is, do they have business to give you? Because if they do, then great. If they don't, then you see what I'm saying? So these are things that you have to consider and think about when it comes to actually growing your business. So I like what people are saying. The marketing is key. Everybody has their own way of marketing. Marketing is local. You got to look at how the people respond to marketing, what it takes for people to market. So, like for me, I don't market general notary work. The reason why is because I do so much with the loan closings. And when people contact me for general notary work, it's like they're demanding me to just stop everything that I'm doing right here, right now, and do it. And 98% of the time, I'm not in a position to just stop what I'm doing and go run over there to them and do it, irregardless of what they're paying me. I just don't have the time, because if I'm already got booked for 5 closings in one day, I don't have time to stop, then go, and then oh, I don't have this and I don't have that. Okay, can I get back with you a little bit later? I didn't really, I mean, I heard you say I need witnesses, but I forgot. No, mm-mm. So I have to stop what I'm doing and go on about, what I'm doing. All right. So what do you advise those who actually hate to do so many assignment requests when they're already booked and busy? I mean, if you can't do them, you can't do them. I'm serious. You can't do them, you can't do them. You take on as much as you can. Just like I said earlier, when I got that reverse mortgage, I was like, I can't take anymore because I don't know what's gonna happen. Um, and you say you hate getting that many requests when you already are booked and busy. You can't stop the request from coming, because that's just the nature of the business. If you're talking about with signing companies, I just tell them I'm not available. I just tell them, and sometimes I tell them if I'm getting, depending on the client, certain ones I actually tell them, I said I'm booked already at that time and at 5 o'clock, 6:30, 7:30. I'll tell them, I'm like, this is my schedule for the day. If I'm really, really booked, I will let them know I'm booked with 8 closings today. I'm booked with 6 closings today. I will let them know, or 6 appointments. Sometimes I won't say closing, because it could just be like some house inspections that I have to do, but I will let them know I'm booked. So they won't think that I'm trying to hold out for more money or anything of that nature. I just tell them I got 8 appointments today. So I don't have any bandwidth. Or if I am booked with 8 appointments, but I have bandwidth later, I tell them, I say it might be they say, yeah, can you meet at 8 o'clock? Just 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm booked with 8. My next time will be available will be about 8:30 this evening. So, and I say that because who knows? The person might come back and say, no, I can't meet until this evening. So they at least know Griff is available. But if the orders come in, I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. If I can do it, I'll do it. If I can't, I just let them know that I can't. I do feel bad sometimes, depending on the company, because I'm like, man, I like working with them, but I'm just not available. And even sometimes they will call me, and if I'm truly booked and can't do it, I just tell them, said, I'm not gonna lie to them. I'm like, hey, look, I'm not available. That's what I do. So there was something that you, Cynthia, asked me about, and I wanted to talk about, which was, where the heck is it? You had asked me about a notary saying, putting up apparently 2 years ago, claiming that they found some kind of SnapDocs hack to get more orders. And basically, what they were saying, or what they're telling people to do, and I've heard this a lot in over the years, is lie and say you've done work that you haven't done. And true SnapDoc, what you put in the SnapDocs, the details of the order isn't made public. It's not made public to them to be able to see who you actually did the closings for. They just see the fact that you say, okay, I did, 13 closings this week or whatever. That's deceitful. Then SnapDocs should do something to rectify that somehow, whatever. But I would say they need to, at least at minimum, display the business name well, so they can contact them and find out. I'm serious. I mean, if you don't put it in there, I think that I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Require that we at least put the name and the number. Now I know people like, well, they're gonna SnapDocs gonna try to steal them from us if they're your direct clients. They don't put your direct clients in there. It's that simple. But lying about what you're doing, because first of all, notary started with the pandemic. They lied about they lied in their profile. Then they started lying just when somebody called them. Then they started lying in the SnapDocs, talking about, yeah, I did 45 this month, and they didn't even do but 3. And they wanted to make me, but see, everybody was getting found out because when they started getting more complex notary assignments and they couldn't handle them, their lack of experience started showing through. And the signing company started figuring it out, and they were like, you don't know what you're doing. How many you said you? Because if you say you've done almost 100 in the last 4 months, they expect you to know how to do this stuff. And then you get in there and you get stuck and you start asking them questions, and they monitoring the Facebook groups, and they start seeing that you're posting questions about how to do a signing that they have you assigned to. They're like, oh, you really don't know what's going on. People have also, and I know, and there's some trainers have actually said to put in your profile that you are 100% error free. That is a lie from every pit that is out here, okay, of deceitfulness. Every pit of deceitfulness that is out here, that is a lie that you should not be telling people. Because think about it, you're just starting out, you've never done this before, and all of a sudden, after you took their course, you all of a sudden, that course made you 100% error free. That's bull, okay? You are not 100% error free in any way, shape, or form. Now, do they know what errors you made? Maybe not, but you are not 100% error free. And I don't know why you would even listen to somebody. Oh, that's right. They make a lot of money off of telling you that. So yeah, that's why you do it. And they make you promises, and they show people who are probably lying about how much money they making, and you like, oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Would you support your child doing any of the deceitful stuff that people have told you to do in this business? If you are doing it, then you cannot say a word to your spouse, to your boss, to your children, to anybody who lies to you to get over on you because that's what you're doing. And I dare somebody to challenge me on that. And I don't care who you are and how much money you think you're making, and I don't care what organization you are. It don't make a bit of daggone sense for us to be talking about we're notaries and supposed to have the public's trust. Be have people supposed to trust us in high regard, but then you're gonna sit here and tell somebody to lie about their profile. Now I know people will sit there they want to get out of an order like, okay, well, I'm not feeling that good. Okay, I get that, which that's really, really that can be suspect too, because and see, a lot of times notaries want to tell somebody, hey, I really don't want to do this order, but then you get blacklisted, which is a whole nother thing. Why do we have to get punished if we truly don't want to do the order? Because our state has told us we have a right to refuse to do the order. We don't want to do an order, we have a right to not do it. But a lot of times they will blacklist you and punish you because you exercising your right to say I don't want to do it. But then you got people who sitting here lying about doing an order or being lying about their skill set to get an order. And then what happens is they find out that the order is above their ability to do it. Ooh, I can't do that. I don't know what to do with this. I can't do it. And that's why they're backing out. And I sort of get it. So it's crazy. I get both sides of it. But you would never be in a position to do that of backing out of orders if you stop lying so you can get the order. If you be honest with yourself. And see, this is what I'm saying. People taking all this training, but the training truly isn't equating to you getting more work. It equates to you spending more money. It equates to you getting more stress and anxiety because you're not getting the work, but it's not equating to you actually getting business. He said, I swear an oath to uphold right. Right. That is correct. What's going on, Joseph Haskins? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. But this is the thing, and a lot of people don't want to talk about this. If notaries could be honest, or really, I believe notaries can be honest and would be honest if they was honest, if they was given an honest shot. If you would just give them a chance to to give this, to do this business, they would be like, okay, cool. But think about it. If I had to spend 2 or 3 grand on training, like everybody tells me to, and then 4 months later, I still haven't gotten any orders. Let me lie and say I did this and I did that and I did that and I did this. You get what I'm saying? So where does the opportunity comes from? If you're not getting the opportunity, that's when people start lying. So we probably need to fix the issue of notaries getting the opportunity to do the closings. That's what we need to fix. How do we fix it? Honestly, at the top of my head, I can't really say because I don't know the backstory of how the companies are going. But I would say this: at minimum, maybe if you send out an order and a new notary hits it, instead of sending them back a litany, a big long laundry list of what they need to do before you can choose them. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of companies are doing that. Oh, well, we'll pick you, but you got to do all of this, and then we'll pick you. Well, I done did this over here. Well, that ain't good enough for us. So now you're restricting me from being able to do commerce because you set a standard on me. And let's just be real. If you go and look up the independent contractor laws, one of the things is that they're not supposed to dictate to us our training. We supposed to already come in there knowing. So now you're telling me I can't hire you until you go take this person's training or that. In other words, you're telling me what's the bare minimum of what I need to do, and do I have the ability to do it? Well, the bare minimum of what we need to do in this business is notarize the signatures after verifying ID, recording it in our logbook. Okay, so what else are you saying that I need to do? Well, and then that's where it's like, now you put me in a situation where what? Now I got to spend more money. and more money just so you can say, I can't guarantee you that I will get you work. And I've heard several companies tell me this over the years. I can't guarantee you, but it will make you look better. And that's why I haven't gone out there and taken all those trainings, because I'm like, you're going to tell me it will be in my best interest to take them, but then you're telling me you can't guarantee, and all it does is make me look better. Nah, nah. And when and I understand what the core of what I'm supposed to be doing, and then what you're saying I should be getting this training to cover, and the training that you're talking about doesn't cover what the core of what I'm doing. It's all this ancillary stuff. Now I'm good. I just take my chances. And so far I've been doing decent, averaging at least 70 signers a month this year. And again, the pay ain't where it used to be, but I'm still working and I'm still bringing in something. So again, long question, a long answer, a long comment toward this line in Snap Docs about your background. If people was given an honest chance to do the work, they will quickly see whether or not this is something they want to do. They really would. They really, really, really would find out whether they really want to do this. And that's why, what is my motto? As I'm looking at it here, it says, experience starts when you are given a chance. That's the key. Experience starts when you are given a chance. And that's what's lacking in this business, is a fair chance for a lot of notaries to do this work. How much training is actually required? What is the break point to say, okay, you've taken 7 different trainings, go. You've taken 3 trainings, go. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Yeah. And I came up with that quote because that's what I realized that was going on. And it came up after, as it says right here on my YouTube channel. Experience starts when you're given a chance. That's the thing, you know, and well, that's in at 400. That's the thing. I'm like, I need a chance, because I believe if you give me an opportunity, I can do the job. Unfortunately, most people are struggling with this business because they don't understand it. They don't understand what they are supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. And because of that, that's where mistakes are made and all of that. So to me, any training that we do, and that's one of the things that I work with the channel members on and everybody, is making sure you understand what is the core of what you're doing. Because with the core, you can move forward. If you don't have the core, that's the same thing with working out and exercising. Build up your core. Once the core is built, then it stabilizes the rest of your body to handle everything else that comes in. But if all you know is to market, to give out business cards, to network, which are good to do, but you don't have the core of the knowledge of the business, knowledge of the laws, and you're not organized, when the marketing and the networking and the business cards and the QR code stuff starts bringing business into you, you're not going to be able to handle it because you don't have a foundation. So if you're trying to grow your business, the road to grow to notary business growth is you got to have your core foundation straight. And if the foundation isn't right, go into a new home development and watch them build that house. When they first dig the ground, they dig the footing out and get that settled. They get that set, and they pour that concrete, and they let that concrete sit for a certain amount of days to make sure it is solid, that it is completely cured and ready to go. And then they put the center blocks on there, and then they build it up. Every business is supposed to be built from ground up. Too much of this stuff in our business, in our industry, is from the top down. First thing you hear about coming in this business, the $10,000. But there's no core foundation to get there. That's why so many people fail at it, or if they hit it, they can't sustain it because they have no foundation. You don't have the core parts of it together. And thank you very much for becoming a channel member. You can hit me up. There's all kind of videos and stuff that I talk about in there for the channel members. And I do a lot of one-on-one with the channel members to help them out to get to where they need to be. So thank you very much, Cynthia. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So I'm looking at what needs to happen for any business. And do we have that here? In my opinion, we don't. Because a lot of folk that are here, y'all don't really understand business. And not trying to be, and it's not about trying to put anybody down, because once I started understanding business, then I was like, I got to get my foundation together. What equipment do I need to have? How many notaries, how many of y'all, how many of you know a notary, whether it's you or somebody else? Click the join button. So on the videos, on the front of the page, I just put the link in there and that join button. You click that join button, or on any video, you click the join button, and that's how you become a channel member. And thank y'all for hitting the like button. Got 14. We need to get that up, y'all. So that's the key thing, so it's the foundation. How many of you know a notary, whether it's you or somebody else, that hopped in this business and didn't have the equipment for it, especially for the loan signing part? How many of you, if you know somebody, put a 1 in the chat? I can put a 1 in the chat because I know several. I know several people who got into this business, especially to do loan closings, and they did not have the equipment, but was trying to do. And I was like, and I'm thinking that the way they was talking, I mean, they was talking, and they come out, and they was like, so where do I get my equipment from? Or how do you go about printing? I'm like, you have a printer, right? Oh no, I don't have a printer. I don't have a scanner. I don't have nothing. Now, I'm not talking about somebody who is working toward getting it. No, they don't have it. I'm just trying to go and do the business. I heard that you can make $10,000. So where's this money at? And I'm like, you do realize you need to you print. Oh, I got to print. Some people told me they ain't have a computer. They don't even have a computer. I'm like, oh my goodness. So if your foundation isn't right, how can you grow your business? And that's the part. See, people think the foundation of business growth is marketing. And that's why so many people are trying to sell courses on Canva, because they're thinking that the core of a business is you marketing. But how many businesses, but what is the core that's bugging us the most right now, notaries? Lack of pay. So all those people, all those signing companies, and this is no shade at, I mean, this is just being real. The signing companies who like, I can't pay you, I get it. Okay, things come up, happen. But some of them can't pay us because they didn't have the foundation together. Some of them can't pay us right now because they have a reduction in business and they're waiting for money to come in from people who owe them. I get that. I fully and completely understand that. Okay. But when you have some that hopped out here and they don't have the infrastructure, excuse me, they don't have the infrastructure together, that's a problem. And they just like, well, I just got money coming in, but they don't even have an accounting system. They have nothing. That makes it difficult. That makes it difficult for them to sustain and last. So we have to make sure that if I'm trying to grow my business, I got to have the foundation right. When you plant seed, you got to have the right soil. You got to have the right water. You got to know what time of the year and the day. You got to have the right pot so that the roots can spread out and grow and expand. But if you don't have the stuff, if you don't have your seed planted in the right soil, it's not going to grow or grow effectively. is going to miss out. It's not going to have what it needs because there's certain vitamins and nutrients and minerals in that soil. And if it doesn't have the right soil, it's not going to grow. So if your notary business has the soil of, oh, to grow your business or to make it pop, just market, and you don't have any of the other tangibles that you need when you bring business in, when people start like, okay, I'm gonna give you a shot, you're going to be overwhelmed and you're not going to be able to accommodate them, and your availability is going to be shot down. This is where patient must have its way. That is correct. You got to be patient. There's so much more I would love to do with this business, but I know I'm not ready yet. And even in the areas that I am ready, I'm or somewhat ready. It's like there's just some logistical thing. So maybe up here I'm ready, but logistically, I don't have everything together for me to do it. So I'm like, okay, let me not mess with it. Just like general notary work. I can push out there to do more general notary work, but I would have to really reduce the number of closings. I would have to probably reduce my closings down to 50 or less. So just so I can just be available in case somebody calls. And there's not that many people calling, so therefore I'm not going to do it. Same thing with Apostille. I would have to be like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just stop doing and then focus on the. No, I ain't ready to do that yet. Logistically, I'm not ready to do that. Can I do it? Yes, but I'm not ready to do it. So I stick with what I know. And I know not everybody wants to do 85 signings a month, being in 85 different homes, driving around 2,000 miles a month, and waiting 45 to 60 days for that money to come in. I get that. I get it. And you don't have to do it, but I'm cool with it. And as long as I'm cool with it, that's all that matters. You do what you cool with. And as long as it's legal, as long as you're making the money that you need to make, that's all that really matters. That's it. And as long as you're doing it legally, I'm like, hey, you should be good to go. But if you're not doing it legally, that becomes a problem. Thank you for the likes, y'all. We up to 32 likes. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, any questions? Now, I want to open this up now for any questions concerning the business, ideas or thoughts that you've had, things that you may have seen um, that is somewhat questionable or you're not sure, because sometimes it could be correct, but it just doesn't sound right. So if you got a question concerning this business, I'll be more than happy to answer it for you to the best of my ability, at least point you in the right direction or what have you. Um, One of the things that you will deal with in this business is reschedules. Like today, I had one that popped up. An order came up for $100. I was like, all right, I'll take it. And it was time to be determined, TBD, the initials TBD. And let me type it in here, TBD, TBD equals to be determined. All right. So I had an order that was marked TBD, to be determined, for the time. And I was like, all right, cool. The lady was like, yeah, we can meet. I'm ready now. I said, I don't have the documents. Okay. Just let me know. I said, no problem. I put the order, it was around 3 something. I said, let me put the order for 4:30 that we want to meet. And they came back and said, this might not happen today. It'll probably maybe more likely Monday, but just be open for the day. So that throws a monkey wrench because now I can't really take any other orders because it might happen today, might happen tomorrow, or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. And it's going to happen on Monday. So you have to be ready for that. And the time is to be determined on Monday. I know what my schedule is on Monday, and I know when I can squeeze it in. So tomorrow I will text her and find out what time on Monday, let her know when I'm not available, and ask her to let me know what her availability is, and tell her here's the times that I am. So it can happen, and it's not fun, but it can happen sometime. Do you need to have an LLC? No, you do not. But where LLC comes into play is when you actually is more protection of your company, whereas when your monies are together and if something comes up and somebody wants to sue you when you're a sole proprietor, that money's all mixed together. And if you look in my playlist, um business interviews, my tax guys in there did a couple of interviews with him, and he does the taxes for a lot of notaries, so he'll help you out and answer any of those questions. But you don't have to have an LLC. You can start off without one and then move to one if you want. I know a lot of people in California don't want to do it because they it's expensive in Texas. I mean California after the first year, if I'm not mistaken. But if you work, you'll have the money. That's the key thing. If you work, you have the money. So you don't have to have an LLC. There is a video that I did out there. Let me pull it up and get you the link for it. So here's a video. Yep, Joe knows. He knows Rob Turner is the man. That is the man, and he's the one that's helping me to get my training back going. So he's helping me with that, with the space. So here's a video that I did on starting your own LLC. This here's a video. Um, so you can click on that and look at it. And it's about 30 minutes long. And I just go over stuff. And then in the description is some links, resource links, learning center for this company called LLC, the university. Tells you everything you need to know. Okay. Everything you need to know about it. And then there's a link for Incorp, how you can set your LLC up. And it's very inexpensive there. What else? And then Rob Turner's numbers in there for taxes if you need that. Yeah, 800 a year in California. And honestly, to me, that's nothing if you're doing business. If you're not doing business, then yeah, it could be painful. So if you're like, I ain't leaving my house unless I'm making let's just say $150 a pop. Okay, then hopefully you do enough business to where you can pay for that LLC next year. But if you're not getting that 150 a pop, but you see enough $85 orders to get you 6, 7, 8 grand a month, then why not take that? Why not get the 8 grand rather than trying to go for the 150? And see, that goes all the way back to the goal. If the goal is 150 per order, is that actually obtainable? How do you get somebody to pay you 150 for every single order? How you do that? How do you get that done? Who's going to pay you $150 for every single order that you do? Whether apostille, loan closing, I know apostilles can be more, whatever. How do you get somebody to do it? How do you get them to see the value in paying you $150 each and every single time? That's the question. For me, the more easier and obtainable goal is the overall goal of, say, $6,000 a month, as an example. How do I get to $6,000? I do this many closings at this, averaging this dollar amount, I can be at 6,000. Now, again, when you're going to get paid for that, different story, but at least you hit the goal. So now at the end of the day, all these people bragging about, yeah, I don't leave the house unless it's this dollar amount. You got to simply ask them, okay, how many closings did you do this month? Or how many appointments did you do this month that was for that dollar amount? How do you do that? How do you get to that point? They won't, they can't tell you. They won't, they can't, well, and like you're talking about here, price fixing. I've done videos about that. And if anybody I'm gonna put it out there like this. If anybody who's in charge of those those notary forms. If you are an NNA ambassador, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, because as an NNA ambassador, you should know that we are a professional association and that price fixing is illegal and against the Sherman Antitrust Act. And if you don't know, then you don't need to be an ambassador for the NNA. And NNA, you need to deal with this and get these notaries who are out here talking about price fixing, and you need to strip their daggone certification from them. You really do need to strip it from them, because if they're an ambassador, they shouldn't be representing y'all. And if they having a forum and they're telling people or allowing that to be talked, that shouldn't even be allowed to be talked about. I've done several videos on that subject and show people what the NNA says. All this, we're gonna be a union and all of that. See, this is the ignorance, and this is why most people notary business can't grow, because they're operating in ignorance. They're operating in their emotions. So that's another thing. If you want your business to grow, you got to get out your emotions, whether you're a man or a woman, because men can be very, very emotional when it comes to stuff. You got to get out of your emotions and what's the business thing, and be fair. Okay. Because some people call themselves, I'm just conducting business, but they cheating you. 6 ways to Sunday, they cheating the heck out of you. And they know they cheating you. So that's so my playlist, I got tons of videos in those playlists. Go in those playlists, look inside of them. Videos dealing with some of everything. As I told y'all, if you're trying to look up a video, I'll show you again how to find videos on the channel. If you go to anywhere on the YouTube and you see the search bar up there at the top, you just type in Griffin Notary and let's do the word seal. Okay. There's a video that I did up here talking about, do I stamp every time I see the word seal, and helping you to understand what that means. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are like, what does the word seal mean on there? LLC, anything talking about LLCs is in here. There it is. 4 steps to start an LLC. So if you're looking for a topic that I've discussed, I think I got something on insurance, notary insurance. That's a whole playlist talking about different things on there. So there's all kinds of topics that I've got. All you got to do is just put in the title, Griffin Notary, and then the topic that you're thinking that I'm talking about. You do that, something will pop up. Okay. We got members posts and all that kinds of stuff. Y'all seen this because I'm a member. This is my channel. But if you're not a member, you won't see these here things. But that's it. Okay. Do you have a video with the best loan signing services, especially? There is no, in my opinion, there's no such thing as the best loan signing services for newbies, because these companies aren't out here trying to work with newbies like that. Okay. Because I'll be honest with you. The companies that you could probably work with, they may not necessarily be the fairest to you as a notary, meaning they will quickly part from you if you're making too many mistakes. And they will have and sometimes they will not be that merciful towards you for making mistakes. Okay. So there is nobody who started a company per se to say, I just want to work with new notaries who are unsure about how they're going to do this here business. There aren't any companies that's like, we're specifically for new notaries. You old heads, we don't want you. We only want new notaries. And now, are there companies who will pick a new notary? Yes. But they don't necessarily give you the proper support, and they're not necessarily the kindest when you make a mistake. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not going to say any names right now. Yeah. Y'all can put names in there, but I ain't gonna say anybody's name. But you have to be careful of that. And even more reputable companies, if they have a new notary that they know they can influence to do things a certain way, they'll use you because, oh, you don't really know. So yeah, we need you to backdate the document. Oh, we need you to do it this way. We need you to collect closing funds or to sit. If you're not, that's why you got to know your laws. So I know that's a thing that we do on, for you, Google what is the best this, but you have to keep in mind, as I've always shared, in order for anybody to tell you that these are the best, they would have had to have worked for all of those companies. Now, can they say these are the best that I have personally worked with and has yes, they can say that, but they have to caveat it that way so that they can not make you think that this is the end all be all list because they more than likely haven't worked with every single signing company. You have 22,000 title companies out there. What's the best title company? I haven't worked with all of them. The ones that I've worked with that have been the best for me is dot dot dot. And there's no way, because let's imagine if you're in a different area, well, that signing company might not do a lot of business in your area. If the signing company doesn't do a lot of business in your area, it's real hard for somebody to say, hey, they're the best ones, but they don't do any business in my area. So what good does that do me? You see, correct. If you know the rules, you don't get caught up in a lot of foolishness. And that's the thing. And most notary trainers out here, gurus and stuff, they are not helping you with that. They tell you go figure that out on your own. That's what they tell us to do. And if you're not a type of person that like to study laws and learn things correctly, telling you to go know your notary laws is mute because that's not going to do you any good. Because you're like, I ain't got time to read that. I ain't even gonna try that. Nah. All right, party people. If there's anything else, throw it in the chat real quick. We can shut this down. I actually don't have any closings tomorrow. So tomorrow's gonna be a chill day. Tomorrow's gonna be a real chill day. Um, it's gonna be a real chill day tomorrow. It is. So, all right. Okay. Oh, terms of service update on Cash App. Okay. That, that, that. All right. Cool. So, but yeah, I'm here for y'all. I'm here to help y'all out as best I can. Um, and I just want y'all to think for yourself. Really think about the stuff that's being presented to you from these different people. I'm not against. Hello, should we be okay? Good question. Let me put that on the screen so I don't forget. Um, we need to be careful because I'm not against people making money. I'm just against people making money and not properly disclosing to folk. Dot, dot, dot. So if your training is only coming from a perspective of what you would do, there's nothing wrong with that. Just let the person know. Don't give them the impression that what you're telling them to do is actually viable everywhere they go in this here notary business when it may not be. There's nothing wrong with being honest with them and saying, okay, well, this doesn't work. Okay, well, then I probably shouldn't take your training. Well, I'll take it anyway. Okay, well, you just want my money. You know what I'm saying? Why should I take something that you are clearly saying isn't beneficial to me over here? Then give me a modified pricing structure to just deal with to take the parts that do pertain to me. Oh well, I can't break it out. It's an all or none. Then never mind that. And then it's the information you're giving me, not Am I not able to figure it out on my own? Do I absolutely need you to do it? And I tell people, you don't need me to do any of it, but if you need my assistance, okay, well, yeah. And that's primarily what I'm doing with the channel membership is assisting you in getting to where you go. But some people are like, okay, well, no, you need to take my training, but then they're not there to help you when you need them. So got to be careful. Now, should we be Ron trained? Ron is an interesting thing. As I was sharing with a young lady today, I'm gonna be getting with her on Tuesday to help her out. To help her out with Ron. Matter of fact, I've already done training with her, and then she wants to test it out and have me as a signer and everything. So I'm gonna help her get that together. I don't. I think if you understand your notarial stuff, um, that question, yeah. Well, Joe, that's through YouTube. So YouTube may offer that, but I haven't seen it. I think YouTube does it based on a monthly thing, whereas the channel membership, and the reason why is because they want to give people the option that, hey, if you don't want to be a channel member no more, then you can just cancel anytime. That's why they don't do it based off of the year thing. But for us being Ron trained, I think you really need to be solid as a face-to-face notary first and understanding your notary laws before hopping on Ron. Because Ron may a lot of people are a little disillusioned with Ron, and depending on what platform you with, you might not be making that much money. So things to consider with Ron. The technology side, if you're not a computer savvy person, you just know how to get up here and click buttons. Okay, cool. Does the signer that's supposed to meet with you or signers, do they know how to work technology? Do they have a computer that's working? Do they have a microphone? Do they have camera? If they don't have the necessary stuff to do this, then it's going to be difficult for them to even get up on there. Sometimes I've come across recently that the person don't even want to do it online. They want to do it face to face. So they coming into the thing already with an attitude. Do they have the proper credentials to get through? I use dot verify. Dot verify doesn't do biometrics. So if they don't have that, the a driver's license and other things, social security card number, US cell phone to be text to, they're not going to get in there. They're not going to pass the credential analysis that dot verify requires. Then the question is, who in your area is actually doing Ron, and what type of Ron are they doing? Do they want any kind of Ron done? If they do, great. If they don't, I mean, you can't make somebody do it. And then you say, well, general notary work. Okay. How much of that is going to be there? And you're going to have to do some marketing and convince people. And it can work. It can work. You just have to be ready to do the necessary work and take the time out. Me, my process is a little slower. So somebody calls me, I'm not at a point where I can just like, okay, just and then 15 minutes and I'm ready to rock and roll. I need a little bit more time than that. So then what are you doing around on? Loan documents, just regular wills, power of attorneys, if those are allowed to be done on Ron in your state. What's those post office card? I mean, what is it? And are you going to be doing enough to actually give you money? Because I do know a lot of people they want to do Ron as a replacement of going out face to face. Not saying that's yours concern, but there are a lot of people that want to do Ron instead of dealing with people. I get that. They like to, like one of the ladies I follow on TikTok sitting in their bathrobe, or I mean in their pajama pants with a business top on. Okay, cool. If you can do it, but then the question then becomes, are you properly charging them? Because some people are, not saying this person from TikTok is doing it wrong, because I don't know what our pricing structure is, but there are people still are overcharging for Ron, charging people $300 for something that really should only be about $50. But then they're like, it's a convenience for me to do it. You see what I'm saying? So they're making up fees to make the money they need to make in order not to go out and do face to face. Because there are some people they don't know how to print. I'm telling you, there are people who struggle with printing. They download files and then they lose them on their computer. They're not going back to what Caprina said, they're not organized. So when you look at all of the people will try to find the thing that they can do and be the least organized in. So I'll do Ron. I ain't got to keep up with no documents. I ain't got to print nothing. There's still organization that has to be done on any level of business. It's just some people willing to be, that's a level of organization that they can handle, whereas something else is not. So you don't have to be Ron trained at all. But you do need to know how to fill out the notarial certificate. And if you understand that, then if you do Ron, it'll work out for you. But if you don't know how to do the notarial certificates and understand the rules behind them, then that's not going to do you any good because you were on train, but then you just notarize everybody's stuff wrong and everything. So I hope that answered your question. All right. So we saw the Atomic Habit book. That is a great, great book to have. I truly encourage you to get the book. And again, thank y'all for hitting the like button. Really, really appreciate it. So other than that, we good. I'm gonna go check on the wife. She probably already sleep. And I'm going to get me some rest. I'm just like, man, I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. And everything. So I'm gonna take advantage of tomorrow and just chill. I'm gonna chill a little bit and stuff. But for the person who wanted to talk about the Ron, just give me a holler and I will get you taken care of. All right. Y'all have a good one. Greatly appreciate you as always. Peace.